False about cystic fibrosis. The options given are: cystic fibrosis is associated with CFTR gene mutation. Option 2 is it is inherited in an autosomal recessive way. Option 3 is low levels of sodium chloride are noted in sweat. And option 4 is recurrent respiratory tract infections are seen. So option 1 is correct because it is associated with CFTR gene mutation located on chromosome 7. Option 2 is yes, it is autosomal recessive in inheritance. The problem with cystic fibrosis is you will see recurrent respiratory tract infections because of the thickened mucosa. The CFTR gene mutation leads to issues with epithelial sodium channels and also chloride channels. They affect respiratory epithelium leading to thickened mucus, and this thick mucus predisposes to infections like H. influenza, Staph aureus, but more important is Pseudomonas aeruginosa because it is an anaerobic organism. There is a specific entity when it comes to respiratory tract infections, that is Cepacia syndrome, which is pathognomic of cystic fibrosis. In Cepacia syndrome, there is infections with Burkholderia cepacia in patients with cystic fibrosis. Now let us come to the false statement: low levels of NaCl in sweat. For the diagnosis of cystic fibrosis, we have to look at the clinical presentation, plus there are some tests called sweat chloride test, or you can do transepithelial nasal potential difference measurement, and the third test is CFTR mutational analysis. We'll begin with clinical presentation. Patient in the early stages after birth may present with meconium ileus, and in adult stage can present with intestinal obstruction. This is because of the thickened intestinal secretions. Patient can also have recurrent pulmonary infections, as we already discussed. Cystic fibrosis also affects exocrine glands like pancreas, leading to exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, malabsorption, vitamin deficiencies. And very important thing when it comes to cystic fibrosis is the adult may have infertility because of the azoospermia, and the reason for azoospermia is the thickened secretions, they obliterate vas deferens. So this is how azoospermia develops in cases of cystic fibrosis. So if you have any of this clinical presentation, we go ahead and do the following test. When you do sweat chloride test, the sweat chloride levels are raised when it comes to cystic fibrosis. So the normal levels in an adult are 70 milliequivalents per liter. If the levels are more than 70, then you suspect cystic fibrosis. The question is, why sweat chloride levels are raised? The normal sweat gland, in any normal sweat gland, it secretes sodium chloride along with H2O and different chemicals. This sodium chloride which is secreted should be reabsorbed through the duct. Because of the CFTR gene mutation, the reabsorption of this sodium chloride is affected, and sodium chloride enters into the sweat and its levels are raised. Next is transepithelial nasal potential difference values. They are characteristic of respiratory epithelium effect, and the values are raised when it comes to cystic fibrosis. Last but very important is CFTR mutational analysis. The most common mutation seen with CFTR gene is 3 base pair deletion, that is class 2 mutation. In that what happens? There is absence of phenylalanine at amino acid position 508. Just remember this. Delta F 508 is the most common mutation associated with cystic fibrosis. As per our discussion, the levels of sodium chloride in sweat should be raised. So the option here given is the levels are low. So the answer is option 3.